All right, so you see those little things that look like leaves that these guys are picking up right here? That looks like part of the foliage. You're like, what are they picking these up for? Those are actually little minelets called PFM-1 mines. It's an anti-infantry high explosive mine that was Russian in origin. It's also known as the leaf mine, green parrot, or butterfly mine. They can be deployed from mortars, helicopters, airplanes, or from drones, like you can see in this image right here. They glide down by spinning to the ground without exploding, and then they will explode later upon contact, or they can be set to detonate, like self-detonate, you know, within a certain time window. Sometimes they pick like 1 to 40 hours after they land. The two wings on the sides of this thing basically allows it to spin, which stabilizes it while it's rotating down to the ground. The mine consists of a polyethylene plastic container with 37 grams of VS6D or VS60D, which is a liquid explosive. The two wings combined are only 120 millimeters long. Now, the plastic body can be manufactured in pretty much whatever color they want, but typically they're going to pick foliage-colored wings, so that way it blends in with the environment and people can't see it. That's why it's so hard to pick out in this video. Now, the mine only comes in two variants. It comes in PFM-1 and PFM-1S. The only difference between these two is the fact that one of them comes with a self-destruct mechanism, which is like, 1 to 40 hours, depending on the ambient temperature of the area that it's being dispersed in. Unfortunately, the self-destruct mechanism is not very reliable, which ends up leaving mines in an armed or sensitive state wherever they've been deployed, and sometimes they'll randomly continue to self-destruct weeks after they were deployed. Now, apparently these Russian minelets were first used in 1973 during the Israeli-Syrian conflict, and then they were used in much bigger numbers during the Soviet occupation of Afghanistan in the 1970s and 1980s. Unfortunately, these types of mines can only be disposed of through either destruction or activation by mechanical or explosive means. They cannot be disarmed. So the problem with that is once they're spread all over the entire landscape, the only way to get rid of them safely is by blowing them up. And if they're all over the place, well, that's going to be a real problem. Now, there was a time where Ukraine stated they had a stockpile of 6 million units in 1999. Although Russia never claimed how many they had, but they probably had, I would say, a lot more than that.